Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is a beautiful night here in Colorado, and so I wanted to invite you to take a walk with me again. I do want to apologize for the delay in my videos. Apparently I taught my niece how to share a little too much because she wound up sharing her flu with me. I'm like, great. So, but I've been, making sure chicken noodle soup, a lot of tea with honey, and the way I usually do my teas is I will take a whole bunch of different kinds of teas and I'll cut open the bag and then mix them together in my French press coffee pot. I usually add a little bit of like thyme and coriander, and clove is a natural anesthetic, so it helps kind of ease the throat and stuff like that. So I have been taking care of myself and, making sure to get lots of rest, and that's very hard for me, honestly. I know it's very hard for a lot of you out there too, kind of one of those things, like I've said before, that, societal influences teaches us go, you're not worth anything if you're not being productive, type of thing. But you know what? Healing is a very big job. And even internal healing, emotional healing, things like that. I think, honestly, it would be best if we started treating those like we do the external injuries. Taking time to acknowledge them. Making sure that you're taking care of yourself and healing. That was one of the things that I've been talking about with a lot of my empathic friends is triggers. Especially for somebody like me, CPTSD, with everything that I've been through, raised in, Denver, not so, not so good parts. My parents getting arrested, losing my husband, 2 fiancés, my boyfriend, and my boyfriend taking his life. There are triggers all around. And it's tough, but the thing that I've found that helps me the most, tree, it's a good thing I'm short, huh? But the thing that I've found that helps me the most when I'm faced with triggers is acknowledging them. Which is also very hard because, my previous generation, of course, was taught by the silent generation. So they were taught to suppress it, ignore it, just move on to something else. But the problem with suppression is that it comes back. Now, in the book that I'm reading, The Body Takes a Score, tells, they had a whole, a lot of the book itself is about how the brain actually reacts to flashbacks and things like that. Now, the thing is like when you have a flashback, it will actually shut down part of your brain. And it shuts down the part of the brain that tells time. So when you have a flashback, sometimes your brain will tell you that you are back in that situation itself. So sometimes flashbacks can be very traumatic in and of themselves. So, and that's what happens when you suppress these feelings and memories and things like that. They will come back. And a lot of times it's at the most inconvenient times. But one of the things that helps me is acknowledging them. You know, when I was grieving for Greg, a really good friend of mine, you know, I kept playing out the night that he passed. It kept coming back to me. And he told me, let it play out, you know. Let the whole scene play out in your mind to the end. And it worked, and it helped so much. You know, acknowledging that did happen. And also acknowledging that there was nothing I could do. You know, there's always going to be feelings of guilt. You know, guilt, rage, all part of the, you know, steps, the processing and healing. And Magnetize Yourself, Infinity has been saying, you know, healing is not linear. You know, it doesn't go in order. And sometimes, especially with flashbacks, things get jumbled. So acknowledging those flashbacks and remembering what happened at that time helps to play out that memory and then put it back into your long-term memory. So it's still there, you know. And triggers can be a lot like flashbacks sometimes. They will actually induce flashbacks most of the time. So, like I said, the best thing I've learned to do is acknowledge them. You know, if you're in a position where you just have to acknowledge them to yourself, it's okay to ask somebody, can you give me a minute, please? You know, you got to take care of yourself. You've got to, you know, and sometimes it's hard to speak up for yourself, but you are worth it, okay? You need to take the initiative to heal yourself, you know, or at least learn to acknowledge what's wrong. Because like I said before, healing doesn't start until you acknowledge that something doesn't quite feel right, you know. And you know, I said what's wrong, but it's not wrong. It's a part of you. It's something that happened. And if you acknowledge it try and understand it, then it usually doesn't come back to hurt you. So triggers are something that can actually affect you, like physically. That's why I said, you know, taking the time to acknowledge the pain and heal from it is the best way to go about this. You know, if it's not the right time, if it's not a good time, okay, but keep it in your mind. You know, don't suppress it. Just, you know, or one of the things that Greg usually told me was, this does not have to happen right now. You can tell yourself to be patient as well. And then, you know, bring it back to the forefront of your mind when you've got a moment. So, sorry, heat flashes. I'm going through menopause right now, so these heat flashes are killing me, I'll tell you what. But I saw a commercial the other day where a lady was sitting there trying to pick out, hormone pills, and she was just pouring sweat. I was like, dude, I feel you. So yeah, that was one of the things I was telling my friend when because I do seem to get sick a lot, and I was like, well, one, kids are outbreak monkeys. That's what Greg always used to say. And two, I'm going through menopause, so yeah, that kind of weakens your immune system, unfortunately. So definitely have to start, taking a little bit more vitamin C and zinc and things like that. And if you have any suggestions, you are more than welcome to let me know, and I will definitely give it a shot. Coconut oil is actually very, very good. Good for you, and it helps regulate hormones. And I found that if I put it in a cup of matcha tea with a little bit of honey and a little bit of coffee creamer, oh, delicious. So, but like I said, if you have any suggestions, I'm more than you're more than welcome to post them, and I might give them a shot. So, but on that note, I hope you all have a very lovely evening. It's been wonderful talking to you. And please, feel free to reach out. Maybe think about, and put in the comments below, what are some triggers for you? And you don't have to share them in the comments if they're a little bit too personal. I understand that completely, but, just be aware, and be good to yourself. Go easy on yourself. Triggers are hard, and they can freeze you in your tracks no matter how tough you are. So go easy on yourself. Be nice to yourself. Treat yourself as if you would anyone else. Please, be good to yourself. You are worth it.